Hi, and thanks for joining this video where I'll give you a demonstration of the function of the Novator Solutions MUNIN 1005 IF wideband recorder. And so I have a system set up of MUNIN 1005 in a PXI chassis, and the first thing I'm going to do is actually just set up some signals that I can use within the demonstration. And so from the RF signal generator soft-front panel, I've actually configured a sweep that I'm running. And then the first thing that I'll do on my machine is actually set up the set the server running. And so MUNIN 1005 IF has a server and client architecture, allowing the system to be remotely operated, for example. So you'll see I'm actually remoted into the PXI system here. So next I'll go and I'll initiate my client. So now this is on my my kind of operator machine. And so once the client is loaded up, then I'll hit execute, and we'll take it. Oh, it's actually already in operation mode. So here we see the system is actually running, and so the sweep in level and power that I configured from my RF signal generator is actually what we're seeing on screen here. And so we can see both the spectrum view, but also below the waterfall plot. And so the GUI for the MUNIN 1005 IF product is very modifiable. So you can change the size of the different windows. We can go in and actually make changes to the scale, for example. So I've done that. And then if I actually arm the pre-trigger buffer, then we can now start to perform recordings. So the MUNIN 1005 IF has a pre-trigger buffer that allows you to capture approximately 10 seconds of data before the trigger is set, or before the trigger is triggered. And so whether that's the click of a button or whether it's other triggers that you've got set up, it makes sure that you don't miss data. And so here, with my saved data, we can now set the center we can set the metadata. So here we can say the center frequency, the operator, and then in this case, I actually was recording this at the EW Live event in Tartu in Estonia, and we can also set our comments. So for example here, I say that I'm recording the power and the level sweep, and then I can send and then save that metadata. And we see that the metadata has actually been updated here. So that's relatively straightforward for us to do. So then if I actually close the metadata window, then now we can take another look at some of the other functionality. So we can bring up the persistence control window, and you'll see that here now, if we set the persistence lower, then we are essentially kind of keeping the past signals on screen for a shorter period of time. We can also change to things like the spectrum view and see a max hold across the full bandwidth. And then if I'm going to actually unlock or disarm the trigger, and then we can go into replay mode now. And so within replay mode, I can see the most recent recording, and I can actually then hit replay on that. And so now I'm no longer viewing the live signal, but I'm viewing the signal that was actually recorded. And if I come over to Windows, I can enable a second channel. So in this particular case, I've got a second antenna, or an antenna that's linked to the second channel, so that we can see what's actually being transmitted over the air, in this case in the 160 megahertz range, and so we can see a small amount of the kind of background signals, and we can even do things like undock the windows. So if we want to kind of move them around independently, we want to put them into different places and really customize our operator interface, then we can go ahead and do that. And so that concludes the demonstration of MUNIN 1005 IF. You've seen how the wideband recorder can be used to gaplessly record data, even from before a trigger is triggered, and also the GUIs, which can be used most typically for debugging and getting started before actually linking up to the software that a particular authority or country is using for their operators. And so to find out more, you can visit our website at novatorsolutions.com and look for MUNIN 1005 IF. You can also, of course, feel free to reach out, and we'll be more than happy to answer any questions. Thanks very much for watching.